Oh no.
Wow!
What?
Undead Unluck?
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae the First, the day portion of Mugen Eclipse.
It's me, Mr. Gunslinger. Mr. Twitchy, the night portion of Mugen Eclipse. We are back today with Season 1, Episode 2 of Sakamoto Days today.
Yo, Sakamoto Days Episode 1 was really fun, really enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Different vibe, but a very reminiscent vibe of like our boy Sherm. He had talked about how it's similar to like Trigun or like Cowboy Bebop, and yeah, it has that feel to it 100%, and that's kind of refreshing. You know, it's coming back to like the older anime aesthetic. It's crazy to say older now, but yeah, 2000s, late 90s, yeah.
Oh Lord,
it's a while back now.
Yeah, it gave me Spy Family vibes with a bit more violence. There are some deaths in Spy Family, but it's more so about disarming the opponent than killing them. But there's some dark stuff in that series as well. I really enjoyed the family dynamic though in the first episode. Normally that's like epilogue content that we get for main characters. So to see that up front and center in what was we assumed to be the prime of his assassin career, he obviously still has it even with the chunkier body. But what's he gonna teach Shen? Is he gonna teach him how not to become an assassin or how to become an assassin? So are we on the Thors or are we on the Askeladd route?
That's a good point, though. He says he really is in his epilogue era. You know what I'm saying? He has a family. He has a wife, the daughter. Oh, fun fact. So we already knew that he was relatively young based off of the, exposition, what they were saying in episode 1. Guess how old he is?
If I had to guess, probably like 25, 27.
Yes, he's 27.
Okay,
That is crazy.
Cool.
Bro is 27 years old. So he is still very much in his prime, regardless of his aesthetic now. He's still him, and we seen it. Honestly, you could even argue he's probably even better than he was in his prime. I mean, he's literally kicking fools' ass with tasers and not using like lethal weapons or lethal just actions in general. He don't have to kill you no more, even though I think he probably did kill a few of them. I don't know, maybe not, but regardless, I'm ready for episode 2, man.
All right, guys. So without any further delay, let's get into season 1, episode 2 of Sakamoto Days right about now.
Now, whatever you do, don't push this button.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone!
Cup ramen, stocking up. My boy got a job.
Ringing up. That was the shortest cold open I've ever seen.
Shortest ever. There was no point even showing that.
Even like the opening kind of has that retro vibe to it a little bit.
Like the sound of this sounds so rich. It really does sound like an early 2000s opening. The flow and the sound of the voice. But aside from the action, I want to know what other themes is like polarizing, you know? Is it the
You said
family
polarizing
aspect?
or just what they talk about?
Polarizing / like what, besides the reindeer, no, but besides the action and the choreography, like what else does the series really do well? Is it the writing?
I would
Is it the
like
themes,
it if
characters?
they talked about like weight loss or weight gain.
Yeah. I feel like he's going to be that gag, like Sakamoto himself's going to have a gag where he probably loses weight and then gain it back. And I really want to see his wife and his child like be good at fighting. That'd be funny.
So she is aware of it. Oh.
Plot twist, she's actually from a gangster family. She left as well. This is a commentary on real life situations too, you know? Some dudes be wild out here. All they need, God, stop killing people in your mind. Exactly. Now that's a funny trope or gag. The colors are really interesting in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like I'm like reading it.
Which is, again, different than almost anything else that we watch.
I kind of feel like I'm not really as worried. I mean, of course, compared to a manga reader, but like I'm not as worried. I feel like the animation will change a lot when it needs to.
The meat buns!
Damn. She got that shit on though. Lu Shaotang. Who's this VA? She sounds familiar.
Bonk. Face bonk. Ugh. Ugh, I'm a grunt. That grunts.
Some tongues.
Okay.
Honestly, what in this world? What is the damn power system? Like, we know Shin, he has psychic abilities. Sakamoto can fucking vanish and teleport to you damn near in terms of how fast he is. Oh, good. CEO of Don Inc. Damn.
Why?
I will say, in a way, this world is already pretty unsettling because it's so, you see, it's so normal. Like, a lot of shit is so, like, it's normal.
What?
What? I see why he left his life. Boys, look at that, Mortal Kombat. What the hell? We cut Cassie's jumping roof to roof and shit.
It's worth my whole life. Ochako's VA.
Yeah, yep. That's why I started squinting a second ago. I was like, oh, that sounds like Ochako. Hey, she getting a lot of roles, man.
Hey, she's getting a lot of action roles, and I appreciate that.
I did find it interesting that her shirt had the same spiral that the kid was drawing on the window.
You mentioned that.
Or that has any significance. I feel like this is how the episodes are going to be up until we get to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, we got too far into this shit. Now he kind of got, ooh, get out of retirement. Oh.
Okay. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, they kind of remind me of like Zabuza and Miss. Yeah, this definitely does have a lot of like older anime. And he kind of reminds me of Kakuzu in a way. I think that's definitely on purpose.
what? Was that a child in the back?
Man.
Plop! Right into the concrete.
Bald head. Damn.
Right through the concrete.
Indeed. Sakamoto's goal is going to be to get everybody to work for him.
Oh. I don't really know what to make of this series yet. That's why I'm not saying much
Me
this
neither.
episode.
I'm just going along with the ride and seeing
It's fun.
How things work out.
But I feel like we got a lot of different either motifs or like fighting styles that are going on in the underground. Like Tai Chi, like blades, like guns. Okay, this OST's getting me in it though.
Typical villain one-on-one.
Oh, you killed them? Of course.
So sit down. I got you.
Papa's home.
Oh, hell no. He just caught it. Another typical line.
I'm
Why
the
are you
main
protecting me?
character.
Why are you saving me? And at least it's not coming from like some annoying or like tsundere character. She's like, genuinely, I just... This is gonna be interesting. We keep flashing back to like what he's been through, what his wife's been through, and other characters.
For an assassin.
Oh.
What? Okay, you scared me.
Oh no.
Wow!
What?
Undead Unluck? Less of a landing, though.
Also, I really like these Christmas lights here. It's working. The background looks nice. But damn, what a way to prove a damn point. Like, it's a nice shot.
Everyone is loved by someone. Love that line.
So I can't wait till we get further back to his past, because he probably didn't have none of that. And she was the one that taught him that. The rule of love.
Nice. It's so beautiful.
Oh yeah, of course he's reading his mind.
How did the bleeding stop?
That helps. We.
Dodge. Bob. There we go.
I like the shading in the room though.
The shadows are a nice touch. Ooh.
Ooh, nice. Don't feel embarrassed. You're going against store clerks and shit. You're going against people working at the store. Slashing.
Okay, I'm curious how this looks in the manga.
I think I pulled almost.
A pain relief patch.
Or I feel like the series is kind of like One Punch Man, but just less superhero-y.
Mm-hmm.
Where like he's just him. He's just Sakamoto. Oh my god.
Cast
damn.
iron. Back of the head.
Ooh.
Sakamoto!
I like this. Once again, very retro. Who is this? I am Taro Sakamoto.
Bruh. His nursemaid?
I'll just get the girl. Yeah, as if you're not like 3 feet away from them still in the room. The hell? Oh, damn. Shit.
Is that a refrigerator? You've been iced.
Refrigerator smash.
I don't know if All Might would approve of that, but we're just two convenience store workers.
Friendly neighborhood convenience store workers.
This is someone's business,
Me neither.
and you're just eating their food, destroying their building. No killing. That's the rule. That's fine, though. That's fine, though.
Bro.
Oh! That's one of my favorite gags from series that I've seen in a long time.
Yes, that's how.
It's
I
like,
was
what the
feeling
hell,
earlier.
man?
And once again, this series definitely reminds me of Gintama. Like,
Oh,
definitely.
yes.
They got in there.
Dore Dore. There's more like traditional treasure than I expected. Probably like home
They got a
DVDs.
whole bunch of shit. So let me guess. Since her clan got annihilated, she's a new head, and she's gonna leave something in there too.
Recipe? Perfume?
For disaster.
Aww.
What a treasure, huh? That's a. I never really thought about that. A drink being a treasure specifically, especially passed down from generation. That's actually a really cool.
It's
thing to
the
leave
best
behind
liquor on
somewhere.
earth.
Yeah, he got that shit on, man. Sakamoto got that shit on. Bro, we talking like Mekamaru with that echo. In his head. Okay.
I liked it. Solid.
You know what? This kind of gives me the feel of when we were watching The Witch and the Beast. Like,
Little bit.
we ended up dropping it, guys, but we had a lot of stuff. It wasn't that it was bad. We actually enjoyed it, but other stuff was going on, okay? But it kind of gives me that same kind of feeling of that series a little bit, where we're just casually seeing how the world is, seeing what our main characters are doing, episode by episode.
Yeah, you just
Until
kind
we
of
get
take
somewhere.
whatever life gives you.
I'm enjoying it. I'm just waiting for, obviously we're very early, but like in terms of plot, goals, like what we getting into, you know? Because this is really interesting because we're starting with a Sakamoto who is accomplished, has a family, left his old life. So like, where does he go from there? Does he revert back to that life, or is he going to try his best to like stay as he is? Even though we see that that's not necessarily possible as of right now, but
Well, on top of that, it seems like almost exclusively these assassins are underneath what I would consider mafia heads. So what's the end game? Is this just a profession? Everyone's gonna come to this convenience store just for those pork buns. Wait, he can also interpret memories?
yeah, that's what I was saying. It's, when he was crying, but I just didn't know. Yeah, I also didn't know it went to that extent.
Wow, what a
Not
wholesome
really.
moment.
Not kill people.
Okay. So a family of assassins that don't kill. Huh.
Yeah, I guess since he changed. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. 1 billion yen.
All right, that ain't nothing compared to 10
not
Billy
doing
from
that.
Squid
They're
Game.
not. I assume that him being a psychic, that's going to give us a lot of really important and impactful moments between him and Sakamoto. So is it like probably most of the time in the series we're seeing Sakamoto's flashback and his memories through Shin's eyes? That would be a pretty cool, kind of like in series where like a side character is like the narrator essentially.
Yeah, what I was starting to say earlier before that end credit scene is that it seems to me that assassins are almost entirely paid, hired henchmen for mafia, but what seems to be like the end game? Because a lot of these assassins, why don't they just go after each other? If there's rivaling mafia gangs, which I'm sure there are, why don't they just cannibalize each other by going after one another? Was he the top dog? Did they have a treaty of like non-aggression versus one another?
I feel like it could be either two things. Either one, just because they just know that everybody's like, I mean, but even if you have that violent nature, I think a lot of them would be like, yeah, I could take out my competition, no problem. But at the same time, there might, like you said, there might be like some kind of non-aggression treaty or whatever. I don't know, because not only did his wife get him out of that game, but at the same time, maybe things did change when he left, so it helped him stay retired. Because maybe violence and like all this kind of shit kind of went downwards a little bit. I don't know. It could be like an All Might situation, but he absolutely has a lot of impact in that world, whether for better or worse.
He could have been the assassin that was keeping order. So like if you betrayed the assassin's code, then Sakamoto would go after you. So obviously he would get into the most violent fights because he's fighting assassins all day long. He's not necessarily killing like the everyday Joe, so to speak.
He's probably killed a lot of people. And probably since he was a child, because it seems like his wife was the first one to teach him about like love. And he almost didn't even get that until she jumped. So it's kind of like the, once again, you said you thought that maybe Shin's VA is Gabimaru.
Yes.
It's kind of like Gabimaru, right? Of him being an assassin and then getting a lover, and that pretty much kept them not as violent, I guess, over time. So I think it might be something like that too with Sakamoto, where he probably grew up that way, and then she came into his life, and then that changed everything. Because even like when he first met her, he just met her, and it was like love at first sight, essentially. And he went from this cold-blooded hitman to some dude that was like, you know, head over heels for this chick that he just met. Didn't even say nothing.
It reminds me a bit of like those love stories. Like the most traditional one that I can think of is like Beauty and the Beast, but more recently it's like between humanity and like an alien species, to where a human woman has to teach this foreign creature the ways of love, the ways of empathy, the ways of compassion, because without this influence on their life, they would have just been beast.
I don't know. Then looking at all these different characters in the opening, it's like, yeah, they're definitely going to make this man get back into that business, or at least they're going to push him more and more into it, especially if they start attacking people around him, because now he started getting more people around him. You know, he has Shin, and he has what's her name, Lu Shaotang. Yeah, now she's there, and obviously it was his wife and his daughter, so that definitely gonna play a part. Who the hell is a reindeer man? I don't know what's going on there. And obviously the old man with the aura. We've seen him a lot in the past year on Twitter and stuff. I'm like, okay, who is this guy? Old man with the katana with his eyes closed. Who is he? I don't know. We'll see where we get to next, but it seems like it's gonna be, most of these episodes are gonna run this way, and the pacing will be like this up until we get to a point where, like in the after credit, where they have bounties on their head and more people trying to come at them, and then it's going to end up probably gonna be like a huge arc, some underworld, underground mafia Yakuza arc.
In terms of theorizing, I did have one thought, and tell me what you think of it. It was in regards to the durability of not only Sakamoto, but his wife. So she did fall down that huge drop off this side of the building, but then he also healed quickly, or he kind of parried the attacks in a way that he only strained a muscle. Do you think we could be thinking of like nanotech, like out of sight, out of mind, to where people look or even feel supernatural, but there's like a mechanical basis for these powers?
I feel like it's something more on the lines of like chakra or like chi or energy. Probably something with that, just because I mean, even with like, say for her fighting style, we know when it comes to a lot of like Chinese or even Japanese fighting styles, and especially in anime or anything that's like supernatural or just fictional series, there's always some kind of chakra or chi type of power system, maybe. And then whatever Shin's psychic ability, where I don't know, like what is the power system in this series? Like, and then Sakamoto's durability, he's very fast as well, very strong. Like what is that exactly as well? So I don't know. This is a series of a lot of mysteries. I'm glad that we haven't been spoiled on anything. I don't know nothing from the series other than, like I said, the old man with the katana. It's the only thing I've seen. I know nothing else.
Literally, the only thing I know about this series is they have fire volume covers every time. That is literally it. That is the only thing I know about this series.
So stay tuned for our volume cover tier list sometime at the end of this year or something like that. I don't know. We'll see once we get to it. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got, though. It was a solid episode once again. Fun, enjoyable.
Yeah, that was it from me. Glad we got to watch this episode. I am going to be out a little bit on surgery, guys, so subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to get the ending reaction out as soon as I can. It's been blocked, you know, Sony Music, but what are you going to do? But yeah, we're going to continue this series. It's not fallen off a cliff yet. But yeah, we're enjoying it so far. So hope you guys are too.
You guys know the drill, man. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys all in the next video or stream. And peace.